Hi everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to show you how an offset can help your text be more legible when working with pattern backgrounds or a color that's difficult to see that on. I have my design set up in my studio. You can see that I have it in two separate sections. I cut it separately so that I didn't waste as much vinyl. I had it in one compact piece. So this is the design that I have already. You can see it right here. So what I need to do is I need to do an offset off of here. So I'm going to go ahead and group this together so I can do my offset all at once. So I right click, click group. Right here our offset panel is in our top right toolbar. I'm going to go to offset, and the default is 0.125. That's great for what I'm doing, so I'll go ahead and hit apply. And now my offset will be in different sections because the words don't all touch. So I'm going to go ahead, do Control G to group it, and now I have it here. You can see my offset there. Now what I want to do is I want to do something called a magic trap. What this is that I'm going to make my offset overlap my other vinyl just a little bit. That will account for any shrinking that may happen with my different colors of vinyl as I press them. And that way you don't see my tablecloth, my table runner in between the colors. So I'm going to click on my original again, the black. And this time I'm going to do an internal offset. Go to internal offset, and I want it to be pretty small. So I'm going to do 0.02, hit apply. And then we have it there already. It'll be ungrouped again, group it. And now as I move my black out, you can see it right here. Now what I need to do is I need to make something called a compound path. I need to tell Silhouette that my first offset and my second offset work together to make one shape. So I'm going to select all of this together, right click, make compound path, and now when I fill it in, it is just this this outline. So we can have it right here. You can see looks pretty good. And so some of these sections could be really close, so we might keep them. I might actually delete them later. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and now I'm going to ungroup this, or actually I need to release compound path. Actually no, I don't. I'm going to go ahead, rotate it. I'm going to hold down shift to rotate it at 45-degree angles. Bring this down, and now I have it in my workspace. I'm going to cut on a foot of Easy Weed, so let's go over to my design page settings. I have it set to 12 inches wide, 15 inches long, and then I can just right click it, flip horizontally, and now I have it mirrored for my cut. And one last thing, I'm going to go to my rectangle tool on the left, and I'm going to draw a box around it. This is my weed box. This just helps me weed it easier once I'm done. So let's highlight all of this, go to my cut settings. I'm going to make sure my cameo is on, and now I'm going to set my cut settings. I'm going to use my auto blade, and then I have Easy Weed already programmed in here. So just double check to make sure I have it set to auto blade. Check this out. It has ratchet blade. So I need to change it over to automatic blade. That way it will adjust it for me. All my other settings are good. I did a test cut earlier. I'm going to load it and cut it, and then I'll be ready for the next step. My cut is done. So I am going to make sure that I weed it backwards. It makes it a little bit easier. So this is the front of my word, here's the back. So I'm going to start from this way. I'm going to do a quick pull. Now you can see my design is weeded. I have my outline set around here. I'm going to cut this out of the excess here, and then I'm actually going to cut this in half as well, because these are two different sections. And then I'll be ready to place it onto my table runner. Here's my original design. You can see that the glitter is very hard to read on there, so that this is where the offset comes into play. So let's go ahead, find our placement. Right, and so now what we need is our magic heat tape. The reason why we need this is that we don't want this to move. This is a large press, so it's going to be in multiple presses on our heat press. So to make sure it stays put, we're going to tape it down. And if you look over here, this carrier overlaps a bit on where the next part of the offset is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it down actually. Okay, so I trim this down. Now I can do the next part. So once again, find your placement. Okay, so it's okay if these carriers overlap because the carrier is touching the carrier. I'm not putting vinyl on top of the carrier. So if this green were on top of the carrier there, then it would press to that part, and that's not what we want. But because there's nothing actually being heat reactive touching, those are totally fine to overlap. And you can see it's already more legible. All right, so we have this taped down. Now I'm ready to go press this over on my heat press. My heat press is set to 305 degrees. I've placed my design down on here, and you can see that it's still there because of the tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do quick presses to make sure that my vinyl sticks quickly, and then I will remove the carrier and then do my full presses. So I have 305 degrees. That's my cover sheet. So we lift it up, and then we'll just bring this part over, cover sheet, so now my easy weed is tacked down. So there's my first part. You can see there's no disruption, they're fine. Now we're going to do 15 seconds. We'll move this over. Now 15 seconds on this side. Our press is done. So now you can see that the offset has made our text a lot more legible. It helps it stick out. So that's a great reason to do offsets. It really defines what you want the people to focus on. And this is using Siser glitter vinyl and Siser Easy Weed in green. Both colors can be found on our website. And this is a table runner I got from Target. So if you have any other questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com. You can view the links in the description to purchase materials, or if you're interested in any other training sessions, go ahead and visit our website at therhinestoneworld.com.